Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today we are going to listen the story from Course book, The Tiger, the Brahman, and the Jackal. This story is written by Flora Annie Steele. It is a story that tells how people are ungrateful for the various things that nature gives us every day. This story shows us the importance of being grateful to the animals and the things around us. So let's see the main characters of the story: tiger, Brahman, people tree, buffalo, road, jackal. Now we are going to read the story to know why a Brahman has to talk to a people tree, a buffalo, and a road. So all of you open page number 32 and listen the story. Once upon a time, a tiger was caught in a cage. He tried in vain to get out through the bars. In vain means without success, and rode with rage and sadness when he failed. By chance, a poor Brahmin came by. "Let me out of this cage," cried the tiger. "No, my friend," replied the Brahmin mildly. "You would probably eat me if I did." "Not at all," said the tiger. "On the contrary, I should be forever grateful and serve you as a slave." Now, when the tiger sobbed and sighed and wept, the Brahmin's heart softened, and at last he agreed to open the door of the cage. Out came the tiger, and seizing the poor man, cried, "What a fool you are! What is to prevent my eating you now? For after being caged so long, I am just terribly hungry." The Brahmin pleaded for his life. Pleaded means made an emotional request. The tiger agreed to let the Brahmin ask the first three things that he came across to see if its action was justified. In this story, you can see that a tiger was caught in a cage. He tried hard to get out but couldn't. That time, a Brahmin came by and the tiger requested him to open the cage. At first, the Brahmin denied, saying that the tiger would eat him if he opened it. Then the tiger promised that he wouldn't do such a thing and would only be grateful to the Brahmin. However, as soon as the cage was opened, the tiger pounced on the Brahmin. When the Brahmin pleaded for his life, the tiger allowed him to ask the first three things that he came across, whether his action was justified or not. And let's see which are the three things that the Brahmin came across. So the Brahmin first asked a peepal tree what he thought of the matter. But the peepal tree replied coldly, "What have you to complain about? Don't I give shade and shelter to everyone who passes by, and don't they in return tear down my branches to feed their cattle?" Then the Brahmin went further ahead till he saw a buffalo. He asked the buffalo what it thought of the matter, but it answered, "You are a fool to expect thankfulness. Look at me. While I gave milk, they fed me on cotton seed and oiled cake. But now that I cannot give milk, they keep me tied all day and do not give me fodder." Fodder means food for farm animals. The Brahmin then asked the road to give him its opinion. "My dear sir," said the road, "how foolish you are to expect anything else. Here I am, useful to everybody. Yet all rich and poor, great and small, step on me as they go past, giving me nothing but the ashes of their pipes and the husk of their grain." Husk means the dry outer covering of seeds and fruits. So children, here you can see that the peepal tree, the buffalo, and the road did not support the Brahmin. They all told him that he was foolish to expect to be spared by the tiger in return for his help. They said that even though they were always helpful to humans, their goodness was never returned and they were treated badly. When Brahman asked about the tiger's action, the peepal tree complained that even though it gave shade and shelter to everyone, in return they only tore down its branches to feed their cattle. The next he met a buffalo. Buffalo said that he was a fool to expect thankfulness. Buffalo also complained that how he was fed on cottonseed and oil cake while he gave milk, but when he couldn't, he was not given fodder. When the Brahmin asked a road whether the action of tiger was justified or not, the road called him foolish and said that even though he was useful to everybody, he was given nothing but the ashes of their pipes and the husk of their grain. So these three things complained about the ungrateful nature of the humans towards them. And let's see what happened next. On hearing this, the Brahmin turned back sorrowfully, and on the way he met a jackal who called out, "Why, what's the matter, Mr. Brahmin? You look as unhappy as a fish out of water." The Brahmin told him all that had happened. "How very confusing," said the jackal. "Would you mind telling me everything again? For everything seems so mixed up." The Brahmin told him everything all over again. However, the jackal still could not understand everything. "It's very odd," said the jackal sadly, "but it all seems to go in from one ear and out of the other. I will go to the place where it all happened, and then perhaps I shall be able to give a judgment." So they returned to the cage by which the tiger was waiting for the Brahmin and sharpening his teeth and claws. Here you can see Brahmin was filled with sorrow at hearing the replies of these three. He walked forward and met a jackal. He narrated everything to the jackal. Jackal said that he didn't understand. He was confused even after the Brahmin explained everything for the second time. So he asked the Brahmin to be taken to the place where it all happened. "You have been away a long time," growled the tiger, "but let us begin our dinner now." "Our dinner," thought the wretched Brahmin. Wretched means very unhappy or unfortunate, as his knees knocked together with fear. What a remarkably delicate way of putting it. "Give me 5 minutes, my lord," he pleaded, "so that I may explain the matter to the jackal here, who is somewhat slow in his wits." Wits means the ability to understand clearly and quickly. The tiger agreed, and the Brahmin began the story all over again, not missing a single detail and spinning as long a yarn as possible. Yarn means a typically long story. "Oh my poor brain, oh my poor brain," cried the jackal. "Let me see. How did it all begin? You were in the cage, and the tiger came walking by." "Who?" interrupted the tiger. "What a fool you are! I was in the cage." "Of course," cried the jackal, pretending to shake with fear. Pretending means behaving as if something is true when it is not. "Yes, I was in the cage." "No, I wasn't, dear. Where are my wits? Let me see." The tiger was in the Brahmin, and the cage came walking by. "No, that's not it either." "Well, don't mind me, but begin your dinner, for I shall never understand." "Yes, you shall," returned the tiger in anger at the jackal's stupidity. "I'll make you understand. Look here, I'm the tiger." "Yes, my lord." "And that's the Brahmin." "Yes, my lord." "And that's the cage." "Yes, my lord." "And I was in the cage. Do you understand?" "Yes." "No, please, my lord." "Well," cried the tiger impatiently. "Please, my lord, how did you get in?" "How? Why, in the usual way, of course." "Please don't be angry, my lord, but what is the usual way?" At this, the tiger lost patience and jumping into the cage cried, "This way." "Now, do you understand how it was?" "Perfectly," smiled the jackal, as he cleverly shut the door. "And if you will permit me to say so, I think matters will remain as they were." So, children, what do you understand? The jackal was cunning and intelligent, as he was able to successfully trick the tiger into getting back inside the cage. Once the tiger was inside, he locked the door and saved the Brahmin's life. So, children, hope you have understood the story. So, we should be grateful for the things that nature gives us every day. So, all of you practice reading this chapter and learn word meanings. and complete your copywork. Thank you.